Hello, everyone. Hello, Dr. Ray Dixon. I'm Liana, Holistic Wellness Coach, and welcome to the Redox Connection, where we discuss and learn about our extraordinary, amazing bodies and how we can take responsibility to take good care of ourselves for an overall well-being. The focus of these calls are on these amazing redox signaling molecules and the connection that they have with our overall functioning. And our expert in-house, one of the world's first redox educators, is Dr. Ray Dixon. So welcome, Dr. Ray Dixon. Welcome back. Our topic today is brain fog. Now again, we have a word and a symptom that's going around of brain fog. I want to ask you, Dr. Ray, what exactly is brain fog?
Something we hear a lot more about today, isn't it?
Yep.
I've never experienced brain fog in my life, thankfully. I've certainly treated patients over many, many years that have and do experience brain fog. And I think it's a testament to the poorer health of our times, actually, that you hear it said and named much more frequently. In a nutshell, it's actually a sign, it's not a symptom. A symptom is something that you can actually see. So if you have a rash, I can see it. That's a symptom. A sign, actually, I'm going to reverse that. Signs you can see, symptoms you can't necessarily see. A headache you can't see. So you can't see a person has a headache. They can describe it, but obviously you can't see it. So the same thing with brain fog. You can't see brain fog in another person, but you can certainly see the evidence of it. And that will be things like, and this is what they will describe. I can't remember things, I can't concentrate, my short-term memory is not very good, I can't remember what I did half an hour or an hour ago. And it's kind of like mental fatigue as well. You know, they struggle to be able to perform and focus mentally. Many causes though, you will see it manifest in a number of different categories. Some people, it will come from chronic fatigue. Now, chronic fatigue also can come from many causes. So you might be too stressed, under too much pressure, not getting enough sleep. So you're living in the stress response state. And the end result of too much of that for too long is exhaustion. If you look at the general adaptation syndrome, which is the stress response, the end of that road, if you push too hard, is exhaustion. Well, everyone could imagine what that would do to your thinking.
Right.
Well, that would be brain fog. So that's the stress way into it. Some will go into it as a post-viral syndrome. For example, there's many viruses. There's a topical one at the moment, but one that I've seen a lot more over the years of my 40 plus in practice, where they ended up with brain fog and chronic fatigue, was post-viral syndromes of shingles, herpes, or Epstein-Barr virus, which causes glandular fever. So you will find a percentage move into that brain fog, chronic fatigue, and I'm linking them because there is a link through viruses, through a they get a virus, they never fully recover, so they get lost in that territory because their body ended up too burnt out, you might say. So different avenues in. You can imagine if you're dealing with chronic pain. Imagine if you have chronic pain. Would that fatigue you? It would fatigue anyone. And that can put you in to the brain fog. So there's actually a lot of different pathways in to that symptom.
Right. So I was reading a very interesting article of this author, Sabina Brennan, and she's written this interesting book on beating brain fog. And what she was mentioning there in one of the researches was that more than 600 million people, this was written in 2021, are suffering from this brain fog, which is a whole lot of us, right? And obviously it is a thing that's happening now in our years, in this, as we're facing these situations worldwide. She was speaking specifically, I'd love to hear your opinion on that, about two main things. One is that the brain normally, to function well, goes like in an autopilot, and breaking up the routines can have an effect on creating that overwhelm in the brain, where it's trying to function and on ordinary daily things. But if we dismantle all that routine that in our daily life, then it can cause overwhelm and therefore a brain fog. What is your opinion on that?
Well, I'm a great believer in his principle, keeping it simple. And the autonomic nervous system is designed to take care of the autonomic things. So, for example, when you've learned to drive, you don't have to keep learning to drive every time you drive. Your subconscious takes over because it's been taught to do it. So that's, I think, what this person's getting at. But when you focus attention, you're not leaving it to that division of the nervous system. You're engaging directly in conscious thought, and conscious processing, and conscious learning, and conscious focus. That takes more energy.
Right.
So, but of course, it's meant to be there. That's why we are the conscious beings that we are. It's simply getting perspectives right and the balance right. We spoke earlier on a sleep session about the sympathetic division as opposed to the sympathetic division. Well, they are of the autonomic nervous system. So for your body to function well, you need a balance between stress and focus and attention. Stress is not a bad word, but we need some stress to focus. It's perfectly natural, it's perfectly healthy. The problem with that focus is if you try to do it 24 hours, 7 days a week, well, then you're going to burn out, because that's not what the body was designed to do. It needs to have relaxation and recovery, and a lot of healing takes place in that state. I personally think, if you were to say to me, what is the main thing in the world that has taken us into chronic fatigue and brain fog? Because again, I'm linking the two. Well, it's a whole bunch of things. It's not getting sleep, it's eating junk food, it's getting too exposed to toxins in the world, it's not getting enough nutrition and quality food, and it's a deficiency in redox signaling molecules. And then when you get a virus, which you might ordinarily deal with and recover from in a day or 2 or 3 or 4 days, you can end up ill for years. Well, that's because your body is not normal due to the things that I just listed.
Brilliant. You've already answered a few of the other questions that I had for you. So how we can actually fix the issue, right? So as we are speaking on and focusing on these calls on the connection with redox signaling molecules, can you link these two for us? Brain fog and redox signaling molecules?
Well, redox signaling molecule supplement that I share, and it's the only one in the world, is actually the most powerful tool I've ever worked with to address the cause of brain fog. And pretty much because, one of the deficiencies in life is redox molecules. From peak puberty, and I mean peak healthy puberty, your mitochondrial density declines and efficiency at the rate of 1% per year, 10% per decade. So technically right now I would be making 50% less of trillions and trillions and trillions of these redox molecules that I need to keep my brain working. So, as well as every other organ working. So the redox connection is the most fundamental connection. It's the first thing that we need to correct the numbers of and the balance of. And that's why when we do that, we see such remarkable results with brain fog. I said disappearing in weeks constantly based on the supplement of redox molecules. But remember, you still need healthy water, clean air, you still need good nutrition. They're all important. So therefore, they're all involved in causation. You can't think without addressing causes. You know, the rest is just symptom control. It's not healing, fully healing. It's just symptom or sign management. So you have to address the cause to correct these things. And one of the greatest causes is a deficiency in redox signaling molecules. So my go-to first is replenish the redox molecules, get the balance right. Extraordinary things happen, and then fine-tune the person's diet, health, and clean air issues, detox. If they've got insecticide, pesticide residues, or heavy metals, you've got to deal with all that. But redox also works on that.
Brilliant. Straight to the point. Once again, thank you, Dr. Ray, for bringing your beautiful knowledge to us today, and to all of you. Join us in the future for the other topics as we dive in deeper in all our well-being. And just remember that healthy cells, healthy you, happy you. See you next time.